Hi, welcome back to TNT Crochet Hookers, where knit happens. You know, I don't know if anyone's really kind of thought about the name, but when my daughter and I, well, my middle daughter and my two other daughters, were talking about what to name the vlog, or whatever, the channel and everything, I really wanted to name it TNT Hookers, but my fear was that when people would search my name, it wouldn't just be crochet they would get, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, the goal is at some point we will change society's view on, you know, the word hookers, and it will actually be nothing but yarny. So, until that happens, crochet's got to be in there. It did make the name much longer, and then my daughter was like, hey, it's kind of funny, a little pun on where knit happens. Well, you can always substitute whatever you like, but we cracked up for a really long time with it. We thought it was pretty funny. Again, you know, we're trying not to do a lot of the beep beep, but you know, some of the stuff is pretty funny. And even though I didn't say it, yes, I did imply it a little bit, because you know, stuff happens. So, and usually that's what my knitting looks like, so. But, you know, again, I'm practicing. We're not going to look at it yet. My crochet, much better. So speaking of crochet, look what came in! My mad scientist. So, this is the advent calendar. I only have the two for Halloween. Remember, this is just to get my feet wet. But there are quite a few to come in December, so stay tuned. Believe it or not, one has already arrived. And I was trying to do the pictures, but we are still trying to do that. So maybe at the end you'll be able to get the pictures. We'll figure out by then, by the end of October hopefully, how to insert pictures into the video, even if it's at the very end of the video. Hopefully we'll get it figured out. So for this is actually let me pull it out on my backside because I didn't stop to think about it. I wanted to go over again just real briefly about this advent calendar. We know this is whip on stick, and this one came with the bag and everything, but this was a cute, neat idea. The way this is set up, it is in the shape of a coffin. Each day you get to open a little goodie, which is of course the yarn. You know, us y'all members have to have our yarn. So, and the way that they did it was that it is glued down. This one did pop open, but that's okay. I'm good with that. I know you can't, we can kind of do a little sneaky sneak. I can kind of see what's in there, but I can't get the clear view of it until that day. Unless I really pop that little sucker right through that little hole. And let me tell you, I'm kind of tempted, you know, because I really do like if I see something like this, I just want to open it all right now. It's very tempting. So for this is actually from Mad Science Dye and Fiber. And this is the Coffin one. They are 10 grams each. So you add all this up, it's quite a bit. I mean, it's 40 yards times 31. So with that being said, you're getting a substantial amount. This one, including shipping, was $49.67. And I don't know, I just think it is just about the yarn, and this is something I can reuse every year. And to be honest, I'm really tempted to do like a little treat in each of the little pockets for next year for my grandson, like a little treat each day. So, you know, and a treat could be like little, I mean, it's a really good size little pocket here. And I could get him like a little tiny toy. It doesn't always have to be candy. You know, maybe even like little stickers and different things like that. So I feel like this is definitely going to get some use. I may try to maybe do some Velcro, add Velcro onto this, but for right now this is just perfect. It's really cute and it's not confusing. The numbers are there. I'll be able to figure out where I'm going. And with that, I would definitely, now the only downside is that it arrived on the 2nd, not the 1st, but I will say this is a small business. Majority of the time, these small businesses, these are people who actually have full-time jobs, other jobs. This is not a hobby, but it is their form of art and it's their passion. And speaking of art, let's open this first one because I did get a sneak peek. And look at this. This is really, that just screams fall. It screams Halloween. And let me open it up all the way. And you know, the whole pumpkin theme is still going. And I'll show you what I've got so far. You probably got a little sneak peek over here. But look at this. I mean, I could even do some leaves with this, some stems. I'm actually thinking this is going to be my stem yarn because this is just beautiful. Now, since it is the second, so this was the first, and also there are, for this, with that, you know, that small business, you can tell that this is, and I'm very happy to support small business. I'd rather support small business than, not to say I don't love Red Heart and all the other ones, but let's help the little people, the little guys, you know, the ones that are just giving us their art and their expression of the world. I love that. I think that's just the greatest thing in the world. So, with that being said, there are no tags like, you know, whips on sticks. They actually have all the measurements, everything, what you're getting, but this I can tell is a little bit smaller. Maybe they're just first starting. And both of these I did find on Etsy with no problems. Another one that I'm really wanting and I'm in the middle of purchasing is, oh, I want to say, I'm going to get you the name, but she just was featured over in Yarndale, and I've been emailing her back and forth. I want to say it's Crafts. Hold on just 1 minute. Don't look at my ugly phone case. It looks pretty sad, but I know I cheat. I go through my phone to figure out everyone I'm subscribed to, and let me tell you, there are a lot of people on here because, again, I just love watching this, learning from everyone, and just kind of living through everyone else's experiences too, because I mean, it's nice to see how other people are handling or doing different things with their yarn. And sometimes it does become a little bit political or, you know, different things happening in the world. And it's kind of interesting to see how we relate our hobbies and what we love along with, you know, our crafts. I guarantee you I'm probably not going to find this. And I was just on there today, so not sure where it is. Well, I'm not going to try to bore you. Oh, Crafter Noon Treats. Love, love, love her vlogs. She has an Etsy store there, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, getting her Halloween mini skeins. So that, and I am looking into possibly getting her, she's doing a small advent calendar, so it's only the 12 days of Christmas. And you know what? That's good enough for me, because take a moment to actually go to her YouTube channel, because her art is just amazing. And again, this is art. It's just like someone with their paints. This is our art. This is how we express ourselves, and it's just, it's lovely. You know, we just want to have something, and heirloom. Can I say that? I mean, painters leave their art, stained glassers leave their art, even anyone who works with metals, any form of art, it is an heirloom. You leave it behind. We leave these things as expression of ourselves, of what, you know, we want to have carry on even after we're gone. So this is number one. It doesn't have tags or anything. I do know that it is a superwash. It can be used for sock yarn, but again, we all know I suck at socks. So until I really get better at that, I'm really good at making pumpkins. I can make all different kinds of cute little leaves. And stems, oh, I could rock those like you wouldn't believe. So until, you know, maybe next year will be my big, for the Halloween advent calendars. Maybe next year, that's when I will do the socks. I'll be whipping them out like there's no tomorrow. So let's open up number two. Now that's the only thing about this one, it's a little hard to open, and I'm so worried I'm just going to tear this fabric, and I really want to reuse it. So this one I couldn't really see at all, but oh, isn't that beautiful? is just gorgeous. Now this, I'm not so sure if I really want to make a pumpkin out of this. Maybe a couple of leaves, but this is beautiful. And if you look at it, you can even see the spots where there's a little bit of white that's just saying peekaboo. And I love the fact that it's just the variety of color. I do not know how they dye, but the ability to make these gorgeous colors is just amazing. I just love it. So there is that. Now for this one here, I have been working on my pumpkins, and it was kind of interesting because I was kind of surprised. The first one, all I could get, I mean, this is virtually all that's left of the yarn. I'm going to use every last tiny little bit of it. I'm hoping to have no scraps left over. But this was all I could get out of the first one, and I think it's really because probably, I thought for sure I used the same needle size, but maybe I dropped it down a little bit. So right now with this one, I'm using a size G for 4mm. But I feel like also my stitch is super tight on this compared to, I went real loose on here. So I think this next color that I do, I'm going to be going a little bit looser. I do like this. It's very amigurumi, but I don't know. I like this little plumpy look. I like a little fat one. But for this design, I just made this up, to be honest. I chained 15, and pretty much I think the combination that I did was double crochet the first row, and then I just went back post double crochet, and then there's also the top post crochet, and that I did just single stitch, so single crochet, and then I went back to the double crochet back post stitch, I believe, you know, and then I did just a row of double crochet. So I just repeated that. I want to say it was probably about six or seven times, and then all I did was gather it on both sides. Took no time at all, stuffed the little booger, and then just started. And this one I actually really didn't have to, like, if you notice like the cute little indents here, that's just pulling the yarn and tightening it to give it that nice little sections, those little pie sections. But on this one, because of the design I use, I didn't need to do that because you can clearly see like the different sections. So I think my goal is that I'm just going to try many different things. This one I actually was watching Bella, and she's the one that also does Bella Coco, and she does the Crochet Society. I will tell you, I'm really looking hard into that. But she did it, and of course she did it with bigger yarn, bigger crochet hook. I got little tiny yarn, so I'm making little tiny pumpkins. But I liked how I did this one first, and then I realized I had a crap load of yarn left, let me tell you. And so then I did this one, and I thought, oh, I've got it, you know, it's going to use the majority of it. You know, I was really wrong because I still have this much left, and I feel like I could do a lot with this. So I think my next goal is I'm maybe really courageous and try to do like a really bitty tiny one and sew all the little boogers together and make a little stack one. But I think I'm going to try to do like all of the pumpkins and then kind of see if I want to combine them and interchange them and different things like that. So hopefully I'll have my own little art sculpture of pumpkins at the end. Who knows, maybe I'll hot glue all those little boogers together and make a big giant centerpiece for Thanksgiving. Who knows? You know, and yes, some of them are Halloween-y colors, but I gotta tell you, we like Halloween a lot, and sometimes I can be like seriously lazy, and I'll leave some of my Halloween stuff out because it just makes me happy. So, but we don't leave our Christmas lights off all year. I probably would love to, but my husband would be like, nah, that ain't happening. No, no, no. Not gonna happen. Now you'll notice I haven't touched this one yet. And this was from day 3 over here. Well, and the reason is because it is so pretty, and I'm really in a debate of whether or not it's going to be a pumpkin or it's going to be stems or even leaves. But I'm still holding off on this one. I'm definitely going to get these taken care of and start working on those, but you're going to honestly, I'll be honest to goodness, I'm probably not going to work on it until my next day off, and my next day off isn't until Sunday. So, with that being said, also, I brought these out because I know a lot of people, probably about a year ago, were working on the hotel for, I think it's called Hotel for Bees, and it's a shawl. And I do love I love shawls. I like working on shawls, and I want to say this one was just a simple one that Spider Fiber. You're going to hear his name all the time because I just love working with his designs he makes and the tutorials. I'm a big tutorial person. You show me how, well, and I can read a pattern, but I got to tell you, I find it more interesting when I'm actually being taught by someone. And it just, you know, when I'm here by myself and I put you on big screen, because let me tell you, all you vloggers, you've been on my 60-inch screen TV. Yes, you have. So, yeah. So don't worry, y'all are gorgeous. But also I was thinking, whatever I have left over, because all of this is fingering DK weight yarn, I could even, if I don't have enough colors here, I'm going to substitute some of my other yarns to make sure I can finish up and get those leaves going. I like a little swirly swirls. I love this effect on the pumpkins. I think it's so cute. So it'll probably, and yes, I know these are probably maple leaves and they're not supposed to be on pumpkins, but you know, who cares? They're my flipping pumpkins, so I'm going to put on there what I want. And then the stem, I know this one's a little bit long and it's black, but I'm going to try to just do a combination of everything because you know what, I'm exploding with art. I'm just going to explode. Hopefully I don't pop, but that's the goal. That's why I have these out. I'm going to be working on that craft probably not until November, because I'm hoping that November, after I get all these pumpkins done, it'll give me a little bit of break. And you're probably wondering, well, where do you find time to do this? Well, I commute in with my husband, who has to be at work in the morning, and we work about an hour away. So I drop him off in the mornings, and then I sit, and I either go to the local Starbucks there, which is really nice. And what I do is I sit there for about, it just really depends, because my work, sometimes I go in a little bit earlier, but that's when I usually have time, about an hour at least. Sometimes I get really lucky, and if my husband has to be at work early, or you know, I don't have to be in until a little bit later, that gives me about 2, sometimes even if I'm super lucky, 3 hours. 3 hours to just sit, relax, crochet, and I just love that. So that is what that's typically the times in which I get to do that. Typically by the time I get home, maybe I can fit maybe another half hour in. It just depends, you know, and then if there's other things going on, or if I'm just really too flippin' tired. But then my major days in which I can actually just kind of super relax is when I'm on my days off. So I usually get, if I'm lucky, 2 days in a row. So on those days, that's when I really try to just, and it's not even so much try, it really does help me to relax and kind of wind down from the week, and also kind of get re-energized for the following week when I go back to work. So that's usually when I have time to actually sit, crochet, relax, and do that. So I know that's probably how many of you are. You need that wind down time. You need that kind of re-energize yourself, and we do this through this lovely art. So until next time, just explode with ideas, art, just be limitless with your craft. And these are all of our crafts. And next time I'll be letting you know about some other things that I'm working on, maybe these little polka dots. But for right now, I have been mostly focusing on trying to figure out how many different types of pumpkins I can make. So stay tuned. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.